Hi, my name is Coco and I'm hailing from a cool but sunny summer day here in Melbourne, Australia. I'm currently in Mornington, which is approximately 46 kilometres southeast of the city centre, and it has a big town vibe because it's on the fringe of the city. So I'm actually looking forward to bringing in the New Year's country style. So the point of this particular video is to showcase the sort of content that could be covered and what I will not be doing. Now, the premise of the course is twofold. It's because, firstly, I'm in a position where I am mastering enlightenment after, well, practically my entire life of suffering. And basically, in a nutshell, what that means is that I'm depowering down unnecessary thinking, and I'm learning how to be present in the moment and not being in a state where I'm suffering or creating suffering in other people, and to balance both my humanness and my spirituality, and to help myself know and other people to know who they are, and that's the illimitable universal energy. It's everything, including all of us, not only on this planet but all around the universe. And so it may be labeled as God or all the other various religious and faith names, but I simply call it the universal energy, and it's hugely powerful. And so I'm now in a position where I am living on the dock of the bay. So Otis Redding's song, where he's just watching the whole world, well, that's what the premise is, watching the whole world just float on by. So that is actually how I live, in a state of tranquility. I love it, absolutely love how I live and who I am. And I am creating these formal slides because I have been misquoted, well, more often than not, it's people are confused about what it is I'm talking about, and so I want to diminish the confusion and avoid being misconstrued. So that's the reason why I'm doing all of this. My background is twofold. Firstly, I am trained in science, so highly logical, and the course will be cognitive based because it's about learning how to behave to benefit oneself. Now, my spiritual capabilities, they're inherent, so I have no knowledge of how to develop those. I just have them, and they're quite diverse. So quickly, I have clairvoyance, which means that I can see the future. And no, I'm not going to tell you your future because that's based on your present behavior. I also have clairsentience, which means that I can read other people's emotions, and that can be very, 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 very interesting, to say the very least. Claircognizance, so I will know things, and that also means that I will know people without actually knowing them, so I can just read people like I can read books or texts or anything. Clear empathy means that I actually feel what other people feel, and seriously, that can be highly detrimental, and it has been highly detrimental. In fact, I suspect that a lot of people who commit suicide or suicidal are probably clear empathetic as well, and it is seriously hell when you're channeling another person. But if you can imagine, some of us are capable of channeling many people, and it is hell, serious hell. Anyway, so I also have healing capabilities, but I'm not wanting to make people dependent upon me. I want people to learn how to heal themselves and heal their loved ones and their loved things, and that is very possible, very real. So my stance is empowerment. I want people to learn how to be their best possible selves, and that basically means that people are going to have to do the work. So, of course, I do yoga. It's a really great tool, but I use it specifically to ease musculoskeletal discomfort and to increase flexibility. Pilates is another great tool to correct musculoskeletal imbalances, increase strength, to help people recover from injuries. There's also food. That's always a big one. What to eat, what not to eat, whether you should eat it, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. Then there's exercise. Everybody knows that we need to exercise. Not many of us want to exercise. Well, not regularly anyway. So mental skills training, that's about how you program your mind to be your best self, but also to achieve what it is that you actually really desire and want in your life. And seriously, it could be anything. So the way I live now, that's what I wanted more than anything. And I went after it, and I have it, and the rest is just gravy. Whatever happens for the rest of my life is just gravy. Thoughts, they're so powerful. Thoughts combined with energy and learning to be well, it's all a state of mind until it becomes a physical embodiment, and then spirituality will just kick in if it hasn't already. And energy is an interesting thing, because people unwittingly put out this, it can be positive energy. So those people who have adoring fans, or they're really, they have a lot of friends and they're really great to be around, well, they have great energy. And then there are those of us who are the loners and nobody wants to be around us. Well, our energy can be toxic or negative, but there can also be the fact that we're trying and struggling to maintain our own selves in addition to whoever else may be around us. It really seriously is a juggling game, and I'm learning how to do it still. So, in a nutshell, I have no desire to create dependency upon myself. I want people to learn how to be well, learn how to do it for themselves, to learn how to heal other people, their animals, plants, whatever. That is very real. And so for me, there will be no crystals. I'm not against or adverse to any of this. There'll be no beauty routines, no special creams or anything like that, because I don't use or do any of this stuff. So there'll be no tarot readings, no astrology, and no numerology. So none of the typical stuff that one would associate with spirituality or psychic capabilities. Also, I am learning how to be in a constant meditative state, so I won't be doing meditations with people. Also, I will not be doing incantations and mantras, although it may be potentially useful for mental skills training. There will also be no Reiki or healing. I would prefer people learn how to heal themselves and thus others. There's also no exclusivity. This stuff is open to everyone. You don't have to be invited. You don't have to have special capabilities. You don't have to be suffering or, there is no measure of how much you can suffer or what it is or anything, really, basically in a nutshell. There'll be no special food supplements. There'll be no cleansing or clearing practices. And finally, the objective of this course is to help people awaken and unplug from the matrix, so to speak. So if you're feeling stressed, if you know that you're suffering and you cause suffering, if you are anxious, if you suffer from depression, if you're traumatized, if you're afraid, that's a big one. That's a huge one. If you're angry, and fear is what governs a lot of these states. Anger, feeling worthless, addictions, being abusive and being abused. All of these things are premised on fear. And so if you are ready to know who you are, then this is the course for you. Cheers. Oh, and Happy New Year.